Good morning students. Today I explain you evolution of respiratory system in animals. Students, by now you already know what is respiration. What is respiration, students? Conversion of food into energy, right? So for that conversion to happen, what is required? Oxygen is required. So how does oxygen enters into the body? By breathing, right? So what happens in breathing? Oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out by a process called as diffusion. That is what we studied in human respiration, right students? So it is breathing that is helping in respiration. So the structures that help in breathing constitute respiratory system. Got it students? So ఏ స్ట్రక్చర్స్ అయితే బ్రీతింగ్ కి హెల్ప్ చేస్తుంటాయో అవే వాటిని రెస్పిరేటరీ సిస్టమ్ అంటారు. Now, depending on the size, structure and complexity of the organism, the respiratory structures vary. We shall now see what are the different respiratory structures starting from unicellular organisms to mammals. So let us start with unicellular organisms like amoeba and paramecium. Students, to which phylum they belong? Amoeba and paramecium, they belong to protozoa, right? So they have one cell in their body, very simple in structure. So they have cell membrane, nucleus, cytoplasm. This is the structure of amoeba. So for this one cell, there is little requirement of oxygen. So simply this cell membrane acts as respiratory structure, and through this cell membrane oxygen comes in, carbon dioxide goes out. So it is cell membrane that is acting as respiratory structure, and the process is diffusion. Next in sponges, hydras, planarians, roundworms. So this is sponge, hydra, planaria. Roundworms are not shown here. All these organisms are multicellular. Though they are multicellular, their body structure is very simple. They just have a body wall and a cavity inside. So all these organisms, they take oxygen through their body wall by diffusion process. If you take sponges have holes in their body called as ostia. There are several pores, and through ostia the water enters into the body cavity, and inside this cavity the cells of the body wall absorb oxygen, throws out carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide along with water comes out through a pore, terminal pore called as ossiculum. Got it students? In the same way, the other organisms also take up their oxygen through their body walls. Students, sponges belong to porifera, hydras belong to cnidaria, planarians belong to platyhelminthes, roundworms belong to nematihelminthes. So up to nematihelminthes, it is the body wall that helps in diffusion of oxygen. Got it students? Now coming to the higher organisms, that is from annelida to mammals, right? The respiratory system depends on their habitat. Habitat means where they are living, whether they are in water or land or in air. So depending on their habitat, body size means whether small or bigger, this body size. Then type of circulatory system means whether it is open circulatory system or closed circulatory system. So depending on these factors, they have different respiratory systems in them. They are cutaneous respiration, tracheal respiration, bronchial or gill, lung or pulmonary respiratory systems. So let us take up cutaneous. Cutaneous means skin. This is seen in earthworms and frogs. In both of them, the skin is highly moist and is supplied with blood vessels. So first oxygen enters into moisture, then into skin, and inside skin it gets exchanged with carbon dioxide. So oxygen first to body surface మీద ఉన్న తేమలోకి ఎంటర్ అవుతుంది. ఆ తేమలో నుంచి స్కిన్ లోపలికి వెళ్ళాక బ్లడ్ వెసల్ లోపల ఉండే కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ తో ఎక్స్చేంజ్ అయ్యి కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. గాట్ ఇట్ స్టూడెంట్స్? దిస్ ఈస్ క్యూటేనియస్ రెస్పిరేషన్. దెన్ ట్రాకియల్ రెస్పిరేషన్. దిస్ ఈస్ సీన్ ఇన్ కాక్రోచ్ ఇన్సెక్ట్స్ like cockroaches, grasshoppers, etc. In them, the lateral sides of the body contains pores or openings called as spiracles. See here, one spiracle is shown This spiracle leads into an air pipe called a trachea. This pipe branches out to form tracheoles. These tracheoles again branch out and form fine air pipes. And these fine air pipes go to every part of every tissue of the cockroach. Got it? So, spiracles have connection to every tissue of the cockroach now. So, when air enters through spiracle, it travels through these pipes, these air pipes, and finally reaches every tissue of the body. Got it, students? So, every tissue of cockroach is in connection with air through spiracles. So, tracheal system is an air pipe system starting with spiracle. Got it? That is about tracheal system. Now, branchial system or gill system. It is seen in case of fishes, sharks, etc. In this type, the organisms take up dissolved oxygen present in the water because they live in water and the only source of oxygen for them is water. This is the reason why fishes and sharks constantly close and open their mouth. As they open their mouth, water with oxygen enters into buccal cavity, and this buccal cavity then raises up, followed by the closure of mouth. This creates pressure in buccal cavity, and due to this, water is pushed into pharynx region. This is the region where pharynx is present. On either side of pharynx, there are red color fleshy structures called as gills. So these are gills. Gills are comb-like structures. They have filaments, ribbon-like filaments called as gill filaments. So now, when water passes through these gill filaments, actually these gill filaments are supplied with blood vessels. So when water is passing through these gill filaments, exchange of gases take place. Oxygen from water enters into blood and carbon dioxide from blood enters into water. Now the water is rich with carbon dioxide, and this water comes out of the body through gill filaments itself. So students, did you understand? Water enters through mouth, then into buccal cavity, then into pharynx, then flows through gill filaments and comes out of gill filaments after exchange of gases. This is how gill respiration takes place. Next is lung or pulmonary respiration. So this is seen in organisms which are higher to fishes. What are they? Amphibians. So the example animals are frogs. Then all reptiles, birds, mammals, they contain lung respiration. Students, remember, frogs have cutaneous as well as lung respiration. They respire cutaneous way when they are in water, and when they are on land, they respire by lungs. So what is lung respiration? We have already seen in previous videos. Briefly, in lung respiration, air enters through nostrils, then nasal cavity, pharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and alveoli. And inside alveoli, exchange of gases take place. After exchange, blood carries oxygen to all the tissues of the body, and carbon dioxide in alveoli comes out from nostrils into atmosphere. Got it, students? This is what we learned under lung respiration, right? So we have finished evolution of respiratory systems in different organisms. So that's it, students. You may expect objective type as well as essay type from this topic. Thank you.